Ever since traveling the world to witness Mongolian wrestling, sumo in Japan, and mud wrestling in Pakistan, an itch to compete in grappling has taken over my heart. But one form, by having made itself such a fundamental cornerstone for mixed martial art fighters, draws my attention the loudest.
There they go.
It was 1993, under the bright lights of UFC 1, that Royce Gracie introduced Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to the global stage and shocked the world by beating opponents larger, faster, and stronger time and time again. He became the first ever UFC champion, proving the effectiveness of his techniques. And since then, his submission art has continued to grow, evolving through teachings of Renzo Gracie, the genius of John Danaher, and now Gordon, the greatest submission artist of all time. And for me, having met Gordon a couple years back, it became immediately apparent that competing in this sport is something I'm ready to commit heart and soul to. So we headed out to Austin, Texas to train with the deadliest squad in the world. Before continuing on with the episode, I want to introduce you guys to the sponsor of this video. Without their help, we couldn't bring you guys the great content we love to create. Plus, this tool here has helped me significantly in helping track what to eat and make sure I'm energized for these epic rolling sessions with some of the best in the world. When traveling or at home dealing with a busy schedule, Lumen has helped me stay on point with my nutrition, keep building muscle, strength, and getting in better jiu-jitsu shape. Essentially, what it is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. By breathing into it, it measures your metabolism, then in real time on the app, it lets you know if you're burning fat or carbs, as well as giving you tailored nutritional guidance based on your unique metabolic needs. Guys, this has been huge for me, as Lumen has helped make my workouts more effective for muscle growth and fat burning by ensuring I'm feeding my muscles with the energy that they need to build up instead of breaking down. So before a workout, especially something as intense as rolling with these beasts, taking a breath with this lets me know if I'm carbed up and ready to go. The goal is to fuel workouts with carbs to build muscle that will boost your metabolism, accelerating fat burning while resting. Lumen has helped me be confident that I'll stay energized throughout the day and throughout my workouts without going overboard on the carbs, so I can stay on track for my goal of slowly burning fat while building up my strength. So if you guys want extra help in understanding your body's fueling needs to work towards a better, fitter, healthier you, just go to lumen.me/Martins or just click the link below and you'll get 15% off your Lumen. Now back to rolling with beasts. So we just arrived in Austin, Texas. Not much time. We're gonna go to see James and Desiree, our good old friends, get showered up, cleaned up, then it's off to Roca to train with the best in the world in Jiu-Jitsu. Right now we're waiting for my coach, Professor Sensei, Coach Tiago. He's joining us. He's been teaching me for the last couple of years. He's freaking phenomenal.
Hey, we're here in Austin right now. Stop putting that shit on my face.
What do you know about Danaher?
That he is a very good coach and he wears rash guard 24/7.
Yeah, he's just ready at any moment to take someone on. Always studying.
I find it funny that you're wearing a Cobra Kai shirt right now.
That's right. I'm ready. No mercy. So today at some point, I think when we're starting to roll, we're going to be meeting up with Ty, mobility monster. He is an interesting fella. I've never seen someone that does jiu-jitsu and really utilizes strongman-like movements to prepare for jiu-jitsu. This guy's 320 pounds tall. That's beastly. And I'm gonna be going up against him. So we'll see if I can even pass his guard. My goal is just to be able to pass someone's guard. So for me, as a big guy, one of the hardest things getting into jiu-jitsu is also defining other big guys to roll with. Tiago gives me a run for my money. He kicks my ass. But I also need to start feeling what it's gonna be like to go up against people more my size. Hey everybody, what's going on? What a place, wow.
Entering Roca, it quickly became apparent it's not just the sunglasses company. Their facility here in Austin boasts so much more than that. From an arrangement of free weights, a swimming simulator, massage chairs, other fancy equipment, and a dedicated section to grappling, you'd think this is an experimental lab purposed to churn out superhumans. And you wouldn't be wrong for thinking so, for the man in charge of coaching the dominating jiu-jitsu pros here is none other than the genius John Danaher, a soft-spoken man who with the quietest utterance of a command can immediately draw the attention of a rowdy room of renowned professionals and break down their strategies and approach with scientific accuracy.
Thank you so much for having me. I cannot tell you enough how grateful I am to be here.
No problem.
This is amazing. How are you doing today?
Very good, thank you.
Very cool.
How long are you here for?
Until Saturday morning for me. Yeah. Road mark here is going to be
How's it going?
Friday.
Thank you. It's an honor.
I just want to learn whatever you're willing to teach.
No worries. How long have you been doing jiu-jitsu?
So I did wrestling in high school, did jiu-jitsu with Sanjay Ribeiro in my early 20s just for maybe 6 months. Stopped because I went pro in strongman, and then I met up with Gordon in Vegas and Dan, who got my ass kicked, and that kind of like just sparked my passion. And that was, like, I guess that was 2 years ago. So been doing it for 2 years, but doing a lot of traveling for our shooting. And of course I was still training strongman, so I was just learning the basics in whatever time frame I could. But now I think I want to transition more and more into it. I'm nervous but stoked. This is just amazing. It's almost 2 years later, finally getting to see these guys again.
Rematch?
The rematch is the goal, but I'm still gonna get my ass kicked. I just want to last longer than 30 seconds.
What do you do for strength and conditioning?
For Dan, because of the amount of volume that he has training on the mat, I feel like it's important for him to just obtain the CNS stimulation from hitting some main compound movements. And so it's like very short workouts that are to the point, that are just hitting the basics and enough to get some explosiveness and things like that, but without I can't put a bunch of volume on him with. I mean, you'll see. This is
struggling lately.
Yeah,
because I've been trying to keep the same pace with my strongman workouts, and I'm finding like I'm trashed.
It's funny with Ty. It was like he told me after, he's like, "Man, I have never lost a physical confrontation." I was like, "That was fucking different."
Oh, this is a very, very harsh reality check at the skill level of these guys. And they're all wonderful training partners, but it's pretty amazing. It's a whole different tier.
So I started training jiu-jitsu when I was 15, and I was at some small academies. I moved around quite a bit, and then when I was 17, I decided that this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I sought out the best team, the best teacher. That was obviously John and his students, and I've been with John for 6 years now. Started when I was 17, now I'm 23.
And just like that, with nothing fancy, loud, or flashy, not even a quiet call of attention, but rather an immediate start to coaching, Danaher had grasped our attention and training began. First on the menu, refinement of the absolute basics, escaping being mounted. In this sport, a precarious position to be in for the person on bottom, open to attack from the person that's mounted. Best to learn to get out efficiently. So we rehearsed again, a kipping movement I've never tried before. Little did I know, the lessons I was learning here would stay with me in all of my training moving forth.
And go. That's it. You're still treating it like a bench press. Okay. Which is fine, you're strong, but you're going to go with strong people today. So you're not going to be able to cheat.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's funny when you meet someone, you're like, hey, you want to wrestle? Never met you before.
Before this, I had never been able to practice escaping from similarly sized opponents. So the nuances didn't used to matter as much as they did here. And that need for nuance definitely showed. For when it came time to do situational sparring against Dan Manasoyu, I could do nothing. To fill you guys in, this guy's a 295-pound beast of a grappler, ranked amongst the top 10 of the world in the men's 205-plus pound category. It was like having a bus-sized constrictor slowly crush your bones.
I feel like I'm going against like an invincible force right now. I got a long way to go.
The training continued. I was brutally out of breath, body shaking and muscles sore, just completely out of it, while on the other hand, Dan was smiling as if he had just finished a walk in the park.
How are you going?
Fuck you.
To watch it from my perspective. The noises that was coming out of you guys was unbelievable.
Like dying whales.
I don't even think whales sound that f***ed up, dude.
Day one is done, and I feel like I got nurtured by these fine titties today. My jaw is killing me. That was evil. Tomorrow, I hope we don't start with...
It was evil for me, man.
No,
You're the one which fucked me
These
up.
guys are a fucking liar. But tomorrow, no starting from guard. I mean, no starting from mount. He shoved his titty into my face, and now my jaw's broken.
It was very nurturing. I just wanted to feed you a little bit.
Very tender, but brutal. Brutally tender.
Your spatial awareness and like your ability to base and kind of play the chess game as it goes rather than just react is very, very good. Like, I mean,
thank you, man.
I'm telling you, there's been some world-class guys that come through here, and they are a walk in the park compared to that.
Okay,
So,
that's good to hear.
Yeah,
There's something to work on then. There's something that I got to build up from.
The following few days were packed with action, and just as with any pursuit of skill, repetition, repetition, repetition. Training with Ty, I learned new counters from butterfly guard and practiced framing. During a private with Dan, we did some light situational sparring with me attempting to pass his guard. It proved impossible, and in my opinion, it's just a matter of time before this man becomes a world champion. Then finally, we feasted like Kodiaks preparing to hibernate for winter. And what better way to get the full Texas experience than by going to Terry Black's barbecue.
That's a lot of work ahead of me.
Before wrapping up the trip, I even got in a private with the GOAT himself, Gordon Ryan. He taught me some subtle refinements on hand control from mount, and even helped me nail down the fundamentals of how to escape from being mounted and when to use the variations of escapes I've been learning here.
The big thing from here is base of support. I already have a strong connection. So what people will tell you is to lock a figure 4 because the lock is tighter from here, which it is, but it also gives you a weaker base of support. So if Silas locks a figure 4 and Thiago gives a strong bridge right shoulder, he's gonna off balance and take him over, he's gonna end up in bottom position, or he's gonna have to post. Okay?
What I took from him really helped drive this knowledge home, and since filming this, these lessons have stuck with me, elevating my abilities even if just by the tiniest bit. If you want to see the full tutorial with Gordon, go to his channel or click the link in the description.
Time to get changed, get some food. Oh. Damn freaking rash guards are higher belt than me. Oh, I am so hungry, but that was like a overload of information, but very well executed, taught, coached really well. I have a new understanding of like when to use different types of escapes. Now it's just a matter of practicing. So when I go home, I'm going to be working with Thiago quite a bit. We're
definitely going to be working on the new details.
Yeah.
Very good class. Very fun. Very knowledgeable.
This trip to Austin, training with Danaher's students, was humbling. More so than learning flashy moves, what really hit home for me was a lesson of just how much more I have to learn. To master this sport, one must become obsessed. And as I learned from Gordon, you really know you're serious when your mind is working off the mats just as hard as the body is on the mats, just to figure out the puzzle that is jiu-jitsu. Beyond just these great rolling sessions, we also got a chance to sit down with and interview the rising force of nature Dan Manasoyu and the strategist who changed the game, John Danaher. So stay tuned as we'll be releasing those soon. In the meantime, let me know in the comments what you guys think of our wrestling and grappling videos. Strength comes in many forms, and exploring this aspect of it gives me great joy.